It says in the Bhagavad Gita, whenever vice is in the ascendant and virtue declines, I incarnate myself as an avatar and punish vice, punish evil, and bring virtue up, set it on its throne again. I'm paraphrasing. The idea of vice is not equivalent to that which a vice squad goes after. What it really means is when ungodliness is in the ascendant, and godliness and God begins to be forgotten. And there are two ways that these things happen. One is in a mass way, and the other is in the particular. At this time, we have both the mass and the particular. The avatar, an avatar is one who has achieved oneness with God, has overcome all his past karma, has no need to come back to this world, except that he maintains a desireless desire, as Master described it, to help people. And these are people like Buddha, Shankaracharya, other great souls who come from time to time because mankind has forgotten what the purpose of life is. When Buddha taught, he was trying to get people away from believing that they could get everything they wanted from the gods by just performing ceremonies, the karma kand of the Vedas. And he, like Krishna also in the Bhagavad Gita, spoke against this kind of dependence on the Vedas. It's a very interesting thought to begin with. Why would the Vedas give ceremonies, which they did, for conquering your enemy, for achieving success in this world, for having children, for having a wife or a husband, for fulfilling your worldly desires? And Master explained that the rationale behind this is that people would seek these things anyway, but if they seek them from divine source, they will remember that they got that from the divine source, and their gratitude will go back more to God than to their own power, for example, to accomplish and to achieve victory and success. And so Buddha, when he came, talked against that. The Vedas actually are very deep scripture, and it's hard to tell from our point of view because the words have been translated in different ways, and they have changed their meaning. For example, and this was some of the research that Sri Aurobindo did, that they talk of cows, but cow has another meaning. It means light. Go means light and not just cow. And people have translated the Vedas into modern times. They've forgotten that. The Shankaracharya of Kanchipura, of Govardhan Math, explained that in the Veda on mathematics, it says, in the reign of King Kangsha, there was pestilence, bloodshed, and famine. And he thought, well, what has this got to do with mathematics? And he meditated on it and looked in ancient dictionaries and realized that it was, in fact, a very deep and practical mathematical formula. But words have changed so much that people have forgotten those meanings. The best thing you can do is look at the Upanishads, which are the sort of essence of the Vedas, and the Vedanta, which means the end of the Vedas. And then the best of all the Upanishads, and that which contains the essence of the Upanishads, is in the Bhagavad Gita. And so it is that if you read the Bhagavad Gita and understand it to its depth, you have the essence of Hinduism there. And in this statement of an avatar being born, Buddha came to correct that mistake. But people, thinking that Buddha was talking against doing ceremonies and being helped by the gods and so on, ended up thinking that his teaching was atheistic. He didn't speak of God because he wanted people to understand that their duty was to do what they could themselves. They have to use their energy. And most people were just trying to recite magical formulas that would attract some sort of divine blessing. Well, this wasn't enough. And so Buddha did know God because, of course, he had to. He could not have expressed compassion and infinite love and kindness had he been basing his consciousness on nothingness. It's an absurd thought. But in fact, Buddhists, in not Buddhism, but Buddhists, like not Christians, but church, not Christianity, but churchianity, people have lost sight. People lose sight again and again of their original teaching. And so people who were Buddhists, but not true followers of Buddha, as Christians, are very rarely true followers of Christ. They thought that Buddha was an atheist. Well, therefore, Swami Shankaracharya came, and he, I can think better if I'm sitting. I think I will sit. Okay. But I refuse to think I'm an old man. I mean, 83 isn't old. Anyway, when Shankaracharya came, he said that there is God. There is a God, but he is not Shiva or Shankara, or Krishna or Lakshmi or all those different gods in the pantheon of Hinduism. Those are only names of different qualities of the divine, but that the essence of God is Satchidananda, ever existing, ever conscious, ever new bliss. And then his followers, because mankind is always translating these things into his own lower terms, lower understanding. And so people took his teaching because he said all life is a dream. There's only one reality, and that is Satchidananda. And so people began thinking, well, if it's all a dream, then it doesn't matter what I do. And like many Christians who think, how bad can I be and get away with it? The followers of Shankara were thinking, it's all a dream. It doesn't matter if I do various things that are undharmic, because it's all a dream. And so it was that Ramanuja had to come and explain that the soul is a very real thing, and it has to be, we have to evolve to that state of Satchidananda. It is a dream, yes, but we have to get out of this dream, and while we're in this dream, it's very real to us. As Master used to say, if you hit your head in a dream, you will hurt your dream head. So you can't just dismiss it by saying it's all a dream. And then there was a lack of devotion even in that thought. And so Chaitanya came in to express the need for devotion, the need for love of God. As Sri Yukteswar, who was an avatar of wisdom, if ever there was one, he said that you cannot advance a single step on the path until you have developed the natural love of the heart.